The grid method is a technique used in art that involves dividing an image into a series of smaller, more manageable sections using a grid. A grid is typically drawn over the reference image, and then students use the grid to draw the image on their own piece of paper, carefully replicating each section of the grid. This technique can be used to draw almost anything.
All right, so welcome to our scrambled grid drawing activity. So today we are going to decipher what this picture is by descrambling it into this grid over here. So a grid drawing is a tool that artists use basically to lay vertical and horizontal lines out on an image to copy exactly what you would see in one spot to another spot, but make it smaller or bigger. This is used a lot for photorealism, for realistic drawings. I've used it basically, it's a proportion tool to get things to scale. In this case, I'm not giving you the whole picture. I've taken the picture and I've cut it apart and I've labeled it, so it's kind of turning it into a game for you. So obviously your name's going to go here, da-da-da-da. But, see if I can't get that lit a little bit better for you. But you are going to draw what you see in this space, this rectangle, and the corresponding grid location. So this is A3. I'm going to find A. I'm going to find 3. And what I see here, I'm going to draw right here. Now, you only need to be looking at that information. That is all that you are going to be drawing there. If it helps, you can always get like a couple pieces of scratch paper. I'm going to do it for the demo. I don't really need it, but so I'm going to draw this right here. All right, so first things first, I'm going to actually break this down into almost a smaller grid. So I'm gonna find the middle line here and middle here. And I see that this line goes all the way through the center. So I'm going to, this is a nice little reference for me to draw that in here. I see that this line in particular is about about halfway in between this upper left quadrant. So I'm going to halfway there, cross about halfway here. So it's just slightly curved like that. And I have a line in the middle. All right. I have this guy that comes up about halfway. I have this starting all the way in the corner and extending up right about like so. I have a little itty bitty line right here. I have this guy right here coming down, curving down. Did I miss any? This guy. And this diagonal line. I'm not going to go crazy making these dark right now because what I am doing is essentially separate pieces of a whole, and eventually you will put them together. So how about I leave that like that, and I'm going to go down. So D2, that one's pretty easy. I don't think I really need to do a whole lot there except for seeing that where these lines are crossing on the border. So it's about D2. The trick to this project is making sure that you are putting the right puzzle piece in the right spot. And when I say puzzle piece, I'm referring to these as like little individual puzzle pieces. All right, B6 is gonna get a little bit crazy. I would like to put some more information around here so that you can see where you're going with this, but oh my goodness, B6, why would I do this for this? This is gonna take forever. So for me, it helps if I draw my halfway lines And I'm working on this one. This is going to come up to the corner. I have a line right about here. I have one just past halfway. I have a curve right here. Oh boy. I have some kind of squiggly wiggly situation going on here, down. This is an exercise in drawing exactly what you see. Not what you want to see, but what you actually see. All right, so for demonstration purposes, I want to try to find some of these that connect. Where's A2? A2.
You missed the line in that last one.
In the tail?
And going down from the middle to the bottom.
Good call. Good catch. Okay, I'm going to go to, here's A2, here's A4. I'm going to go to A4 quickly. Actually, why don't I just throw in D1 because it's not really much there. A4. Because I want you to see how, yes, this is a piece, but they're gonna have to connect. So this right here is probably connecting to this piece right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. Okay. This piece right here is probably connecting to this. So before I do that, I'm gonna draw this curve spot in. Crosses about halfway and just slightly lower than halfway there. All right, this is going to connect down to here. 1, 2, 3 is probably 1, 2, 3. Since this is halfway and this is halfway, I'm guessing that this line's right here. This is going to connect here. This guy's gonna run off. This is turning into this zigzaggy line here, and that comes off and down. So same thing if I went to A2, I would be carrying, all right, let's just do it. It's easier if I just show you than talk about it, huh? I'm gonna put in this line first. And now I'm going to see how these lines relate to this. So this looks to be this line right here. And a little line here. This appears to be this. This is probably this guy, right in the little nook. All right, so yes, you're drawing one piece, but you have to then kind of look to make sure, like if you draw them all separately as individual puzzle pieces and don't connect them to a whole, it is not going to make any sense. So now that I see that these three pieces connect, I can kind of touch it up a scotch. What I recommend doing though is when I'm done, just putting little, did I do D6? Nope. putting little marks through them or going in order so that you don't get confused. Like clearly I didn't do this one, I need to. Okay. One piece at a time. If you need pieces of paper, I can give you little squares to put on your spot so that you can focus on one rectangle at a time. Do we have questions on this? All right.